Okay, so when we're working with fractions and we're solving equations, the first thing we need to do is find a common denominator. But if you ever see a fraction like this where we've got something that we can expand on the top, we should always expand first. That's going to help us later on in the question. So I'm going to kind of do two steps at once here. If I look at this, I know the common denominator here is going to be 15. So I'm going to multiply by 15 over 1 on the left. Multiplying in, we get 6x minus 2 over 3. I did 2 times 3x and 2 times negative 1. Equals, I multiplied by 15 on the left, so I need to multiply by 15 on the right. So we've got x plus 3. So I haven't changed anything because I multiplied by 15 on both sides of the equation. Well, now we can do 15 divided by 3 and get 5. So I get 5 and 1. I do 15 divided by 5 and get 3. So I get 3 and 1. So now I've got 1's on the bottom, and dividing anything by 1 doesn't change it, so we can actually get rid of the bottom of this fraction. I'm going to write out the next step, but you could probably multiply the 5 in here and here, and the 3 in here and here. But I'm going to write it out just because it looks a little bit neater if we do it like this. So this is what's left in the question. So the next step would be to distribute the 5 and distribute the 3. So 5 times 6 is 30. We're going to have our x minus 10 equals 3x plus 9. Now for this, I need to move all the x's to one side and all the numbers to the other. So I'm going to put the x's on the left. I'm going to minus the 3x over. So 30 minus 3x would give me 27x. So this 3x is coming over this way, becoming negative. This 10 is going to come over this way and become positive. So equals 9 plus 10 is 19. Now all I have to do is divide by that 27. So 19 divided by 27. Now that's actually more accurate than if you were to put 0.0703, I believe it is. So if you keep doing that, because this just repeats itself. So we don't want to have to keep writing a repeating decimal. So we would actually just leave it as the fraction. It's more accurate. Let's move on to the next question. Now the next question has some similar things that we just did. But we can multiply the top of this fraction and this fraction into the fractions that we already have there. And it's just going to clean things up a little bit. It's going to make it easier to look at. We can actually bring this over to the other side if we wanted to, but we don't have to. So we've got 3x, because I'm multiplying the 3 in here and the 3 in here. So 3x minus 6 all over 5, because we're multiplying the 5 on the bottom. Top times the top, bottom times the bottom. Equals, we've got negative 2x, and then minus, because that negative's there, 8 all over 3. Okay, this minus actually applies to the top of the fraction. So plus 1 over 5. So now we're going to multiply this whole fraction by a common denominator. Well, that means we have to multiply every term by 15. Because again, same as the first question, 15 is the common denominator. Well, we can divide this one and this. We'll get 3. Divide this and this, and we get 5. Divide this and this, and we get 3 again. So what we're left with, and remember that's a negative 2 there. So what we're left with is 3, and I'm again writing this out, times 3x minus 6. This would multiply here and here. It goes to the whole top of the fraction. This would go here and here. And that 3 would just times by 1 and stay the same. So that would be 5 times negative 2x minus 8, and then plus 3 times 1. Okay, those are all the things that are left. So now we're going to distribute 3, the 5, and the 3. So we get 9x minus 18 equals negative 10x minus 40 plus 3. So this is a little bit harder, but we're going to move all of the numbers to the right, all of the variables to the left. So we're going to have 9 plus 10 is 19x, and then negative 40 plus 3 is negative 37, and negative 37 plus 18 is negative 27, and then negative 19. So we're going to have negative 19, and then all we have to do is divide, and we get negative 1, because negative 19 divided by 19 is negative 1. Okay, so here are some more questions with fractions.